Hey sweet friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maylene Call from Mrs. Call's Campers. If you're new here, I'm a first grade teacher. Last video I posted was a setup video. If you want to spend an hour with me in my room doing a lot of the big stuff, go watch that video. Today's gonna be a lot of the smaller stuff. First thing I wanted to do was put these covers back on my Nugget, and I just remembered I left these at home, but that's okay. So the covers are cleaned. I really dislike putting these back on. This is something I want to just skip like that. You didn't get to see it, but I'm already sweaty. Imagine, you know the Everglades shows where they wrestle the alligators?
Just checking. Okay.
If you've seen that, you haven't missed anything. I think between classroom setup that I just posted and today, they cleaned this library rug. I do have to try to fix it because she's very wavy. Still a little wet, but not very, but it is a little wet. I don't know how to make it flat. I think it's gonna be okay. Number one thing I wanted to get done today was printing things. Get to sit my happy butt down. I have a bunch of kind of random, I need to hydrate already. I have a few random papers I wanna take a look at before I go and print a bunch more. These are left over from last year. You guys have seen me put together my bee binders a few times now. It's a labor of love that I do every year. So this is a couple of sets. I don't necessarily think there's a whole lot I want to change other than maybe, like I want this. Maybe the sight word information I might keep out of the binder this year just to save some paper, because I can just send that home on Class Dojo and let them know their sight words for the year are in their binder to practice, and then just send it on Class Dojo. I don't even think parents read that maybe more than one time. We're gonna keep the goals in the back. I might skip the all about page that tells them everything that's in it. I'll keep class info. I'll keep basic sight word information. I'll keep my sight words in there. I think I switched to these actually. Okay, yeah, so I have an overview page and then I have the other ones listed out. Maybe I'll just keep the one page. I'll keep a hundreds chart. My kids always use the hundreds chart. Even in class, they'll get their binders sometimes so they can have it at their seat. This will be in the back of the binder, and then the inside will have just a couple of pages, and there will be other things that I put in there throughout the year for them. It appears as if I do have enough of these goal pages already printed somehow, which is quite nice. Let's see. Bringing you over to this side to show you how I organize, at least on my computer, my files for the school year. I do use a little bit of Google Drive, but this is just what's on my computer. So I have a new folder for this new year, 25-26, and then I put all the previous years into a folder. So I just opened up 24-25. I'm going to go to beginning of the year. So I have all these different files in here, but I have the most important one is beginning of the year, and everything that I do for the beginning of the year is all in here. So it's kind of like a little checklist that I have for myself. And I did the bee binders last year, and there's a couple things I want to edit. So I'm just gonna edit that. All right, so in years past, I typed out the students' names before printing it, but this year I've already printed this page, and I'm just gonna write their names just because I wanted to get something done ahead of time. And I'm gonna resave this file as 25-26 bee binders in a new folder. So here's everything that I have, and I'm just gonna edit. Trying to save some paper here. And let's see, I need to update something in here. Okay, students are welcome to encourage to log into their Clever account at home to access online programs such as, I might just leave that as online programs. Obviously my school, like most schools, have required computer programs that the students are going to be on, and that can switch. I feel like we've switched a couple of times what we have required students in the classroom to be working on to meet their goals for state testing and everything. This year we're actually moving to iReady, which I have not used in years. If you have any sort of iReady tips and tricks, I haven't gone in and played with it again since, honestly, I used it my first year and that's it. So very, very out of the loop. So leave all your tips for me. But anyways, I think I'm just gonna leave that at computer programs. I always put in here they can practice tying shoes because none of them know how to do that. There's like 1 or 2 kids at the beginning of the year, and then by the end of the year, it's like 8 or 9 kids. And then the secret stories information is something that I like my parents to know about. Usually during Meet the Teacher, they ask about it. What I could do is I could print this out and put it up for Meet the Teacher. So when they're like, what are these? I can say, oh, here. Actually, that's not a bad idea. I think I'm gonna do that. Perfect. And I already have some printed. 4 pages. 5 pages. Yeah, 5 pages. Okay. Guys, I go through the biggest debate every year about which sight words I want to put in their binder, because I use iWords for all of our sight words, and I have the sight word dictionaries that I mentioned in Classroom Setup, and if you've been following me, you know I love them. Here's an example of what the cards look like. So they have pictures and visuals to help, and then there's a phrase and emotion that goes with all of them. And I did make one year these lists that kind of like separated them out a little bit more. Then there's like the sight word list that's on the CCSD website, and then there's the sight word list that's with our curriculum, and I'm like, I don't know which one to even give the parents. As the one for the curriculum makes the most sense, and it shows kindergarten and first grade sight words, so I would put both of them in there for first grade, because a lot of kindergartners, most of them probably did not master all of the kindergarten sight words that the curriculum lists out. I'll show you what that looks like. And really any work they do with these is going to be helpful, but it's just one of those things that I'm like, there's 20 million options for all of these, and I don't know which one I personally want to do. These are the lists that I'll leave in the centers, and I separated a stack of cards that would go with it. And this is what our curriculum has. I might honestly just send this one home, versus this is the list from CCSD, and this is all of the iWords that are separated. So as you can see, I'm a little overwhelmed. Like an hour and I've gotten nothing done. Sometimes that's the reality of it, because you sit down and you start doing something and then you get a little lost in the sauce. Okay, we're heading down to the copier to get our first set of printing done. There is ink in the printer. I put paper in the printer. We've got some things printed, so things are looking good. All right, let's put together some bee binders. Sometimes I have YouTube comments pushed through to my phone for notifications. Sometimes I don't, but sometimes I do. And today they are on, and all I saw was a comment that was like, what is a charter school? So can we just normalize not asking questions that you can very easily Google? Because you could type that same question in a brand new tab and have an answer. Don't understand. I don't understand. Now that I've sufficiently covered my table in way more things that I need, that means we're ready to go. I think I might do it binder by binder. Realistically, how long do you think this is gonna take? It's 1:43. Oh my gosh, it's 1:43. This is gonna take an hour. That's my guess. Kind of want to listen to Day Seeker or Linkin Park. Has my board decided it's done working for the year? That checks out. Or is it just restarting itself for no reason? Oh my gosh. This is foreshadowing, I can tell you right now. We're gonna do Day Seeker. We might switch to Taylor Swift, but we'll see. The only thing that's really done is there's labels. Return to school and keep it home. That's all I've got so far. And I can't put the cover on because I need to put their names. Honestly, no, I won't. Boom, 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 boom. Proud of that. Okay, I got 25 binders done. I will go ahead and show you what is on the inside. Again, I do have the covers. This is stuff that needs to be returned to school. This is stuff they keep at home. These are filled every Friday. And then I just have these couple of pages. I'm gonna go a little slow so you can read or pause if you want. Okay, so that is everything that's currently in here. Now, as I was making these, I was reminded there are 2 other things that I do want to put inside of the binders. One of them is a roster just of like the names of the students in our classroom, because a lot of times they will make cards for their friends, or they'll have a birthday party, or they need the name for something. And the other thing I want to put in here is a computer code so they can log in at home. So eventually those things will be put in there. A lot of times if I'm doing stuff in small group, I can put little passages in the back of their binder that they can practice. There's lots of other things that are inevitably going to be in the binder. Sometimes I do these reading bingos, and at the end of last year, I started doing something to kind of track how my students were doing weekly in their assignments for online programs because we were really struggling. So I sent home like a report. So I might do some kind of report in there as well. I'm not completely sure. So I didn't even put a space for it yet. So binders are done. That actually, it's 2:17. So it didn't take an hour. I knew it wasn't going to take an hour. But I have literally one thing done. Let's move on. So I printed and laminated all these last year, but I think I was missing a number. I need to print, I think, a couple more. Well, number one, I have to buy 3 white folders for writing, so I can't forget that. I sent some stuff to the printer, and the next thing that I'm going to be working on is pausing Taylor. We did switch to Taylor. Is these. These are my little specials rotation cards. Most of the time, honestly, my kids will ask to switch this over, so they'll just switch it to the next one, but I just put the teacher's face and then their special new schedule for this. Wouldn't it be great if it was the same? Actually, funny enough, it is exactly the same, and I only need to switch one special. We added a new one at my school. So before we had STEM, but now we're having STEM and science. So I've just got to switch computer science for science. Switch some for my coworker. A lot of times people ask me what I use to make things, and I haven't converted completely over to Canva yet. I honestly have only played with it a little bit. Would love to just sit down one day and really figure the in and outs of it, but I haven't. So for now, and probably for a long time, we will be rocking PowerPoint. The other thing is I love to have it locally on my computer. I don't know if you have to be like online on Canva the whole time that you're using it, but I just, you know, sometimes you work offline. That was one of the first reasons why I never started using it, is because I didn't feel like being on the internet the whole time. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, perfect. We are making really good progress. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up my to-do list, the big major one, just because I feel like I need to overwhelm myself some more. Say they're complete, even though they're not fully complete, because the covers are what's in progress. Poetry folders are done, poetry bags. Oh, I can do that today. These are done. Still have 3 more to do. Writing journals, doing that now. We just did this. Here's what I can do next. We're doing pretty good, guys. I went ahead and updated my whole brochure. Here's kind of the breakdown on how I explain flexible seating and food. All right, guys. I'm feeling my energy really taper off. So what we're gonna do is we're going to power up the laminator and eat my lunch, and hopefully that'll give me a little boost. I don't know if I'm gonna get everything completely laminated today. That is a goal. This is what we're rocking for lunch. Honestly, my lunches this year are probably gonna look very similar. We have clear protein. I love this little bottle. It's from Blender Bottles. So the normal like protein shake bottles, that's what this is. It's just insulated steel. And let me show you the inside. It keeps ice really well. I know you guys could hear it in there, but it has marks on it with ounces. So I fill it up to 8 ounces, and then I mix my protein in there, and then I add ice afterwards. But this is really great to take to school because you can throw it in your lunchbox and it's gonna stay cold and it's gonna keep ice, but it is also, you can shake it because it's a blender bottle and it seals perfectly. You could just stick your straw in, which this is so cool. So I can flip it upside down and nothing will come out, but I can stick my straw in still. So good. Clear protein, everybody needs it, especially if you're a teacher, I feel, because it tastes like a sweet drink. It just tastes good. It doesn't have a protein aftertaste. I love it. I love it. This is lemonade. All of the protein and the things that I get is from 1UP Nutrition, and I've been working with them for years and years and years and years. But I'm telling you, I force everybody in my life to try this clear protein because it is so good. If you want some, you can use code Maylene20. Holy moly, it's been a long time since I've set a code for you guys. But Maylene20 always works on 1upnutrition.com. Clear protein, the lemonade, ice, lemon ice, whatever it is my favorite. Oh, I forgot. 2 sheets at a time. Oh my gosh, I'm tired, guys. I've been working on just double checking some of my chapter books, and I had labels that I had made at the end of last year that I never printed because I was just gonna wait till this year. So I'll show you some of those. They kind of go with the labels that I already have in my library. I put some of the series together. So I have Bad Guys, Junie B, Diary of a Dogman, Owl Diaries, and Mr. Wolf's Class. And this is the system my school uses. It is based on Accelerated Reader, but they kind of do their own little flair. I lost the audio here, but I also called it a day. I'm at home, obviously, and I'm gonna be making a similar coffee to yesterday, except this time it's gonna be a shaken espresso instead of a latte, but I thought I would show you because it is so good. Okay, so first, I'm putting in some honey. My honey is actually crystallized. I'm gonna do, it's hard to scoop it, this much honey, but I'm actually gonna give it a little pop in the microwave because it is crystallized. And then I'm doing like half a tablespoon of brown sugar. The last thing is just literally a drop of imitation butter. A little bit in the cap, like that. Just make sure I'm not putting in too much. Then I let the espresso kind of drip over everything so it kind of all melds together. Here she is. She's beautiful. We're gonna give her another good stir. Okay, that's basically it. She's beautiful. Normally I try to use Fairlife if I'm ever doing like my protein Ninja Creamies, or if I'm just putting it in coffee. They had this at Kroger. It's called Carb Master, and it was right next to Fairlife. I think it's supposed to be like a competitor, and I don't think it's as good, but the macros were actually better than Fairlife. Let's have a moment. Normally I do just a splash, but today it's a little bit more. Welcome back. I am in a much brighter, happier state of mind and mood today. Yesterday was a little bit kind of just feeling dragged down, you know? Okay, so one thing, let me pause for a moment and talk about this. I don't understand how this day and age teachers can wear lanyards that are not breakaway. I truly don't understand it. I really don't. I left yesterday, everything was a mess. I still have some things that I do need to print. I need to run down to the printer, put paper in there, and then I have a bunch of things that I need to cut that I have already laminated, which is good news because I actually despise sitting and laminating things. Good news though, the hack putting two in at the same time worked beautifully. It always does. I have people who are telling me that they tried it and their paper stuck together. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what laminating sheets you're using. I don't know what laminator you're using. If it doesn't work for you, I'm so sorry, but it works wonderfully for me and is a huge time saver. Also, the band Camino just released a new album. I opened Spotify today and it was like, new release. And I said, from the band Camino, what? Yeah. And it's really, really good, you guys. Really good. A lot of times when I'm listening to a new album, almost every single one, there's certain artists who like I just have to listen to the full song start to finish. But most of the time when I listen to a new album, and let me know if you're similar, I'll start at the top and I'll play the song up until like the first chorus, and then I'll go to the next song and I just like get the vibe of every song, and then I go back and start listening to my favorites, and then I'll go back later and listen to it, you know, top to bottom if I want to. That's how I do it. Already, again, I haven't fully listened to it, but there were so many songs that I was like, I can't skip this. I have to keep listening the whole way. That album is bringing me joy, and we all need things that are gonna bring us joy these days, so try that. Okay, these all look good. I'm gonna print a test page and just make sure that they fit. So I'm gonna have a bin that has these labels. So that's this one. I don't really have a lot of the books for that category, so it's going in a little bin up there. And then I have all these different series back there. Are gonna have sort of this design. These labels are cute though, I'll tell you what. Let's see if they fit. They do, they fit quite nicely. In here for 15 minutes trying to print. This is why classroom setup takes me so long. I can't work a freaking printer. I think maybe the driver needed to be updated. We'll see. Please work, please work. Gonna be honest with you, spending an hour trying to work with that printer is so frustrating because my computer is new. I did get a new computer last night, but it still prints to my classroom computer over Wi-Fi. Everything like is connected the same, but for some reason the color printer won't. And I tried so many things, deleting the printer, re-adding the printer, uploading the drivers, like so many things, and it didn't work. Sounds a little ridiculous that it brought me 2 tears. We're taking out our anger on the laminating sheets right now, but I will say that shortly after I got back to my room, the reason why I cried over a printer, messing with a printer for an hour, became obvious. And if you're a girl, you'll get it. But that was a surprise. So at least it makes me feel a little bit more validated in the fact that it bothered me so much. Something about knowing that's why makes it a little bit less of a burden. So we're gonna get these cut. And one of my coworkers is gonna let me use her computer to print everything. It was just a step I didn't want to take. However, it is a lot faster than sitting there for an hour. Officially have everything that I needed printed. Got things laminated. Everything is cut. It's 2 p.m. All I've gotten done, but at least it's done. We are going to first, let's try to put the little bathroom signs in. And the reason that I did kind of reach for these as well is because they are magnetic, because they're meant to go directly on a dishwasher, which I don't know how people keep up with that. I feel like I would forget to change it all the time. Again, maybe that's just me. Let's try to slip this in. It's nice. Oh wait, it's not that long. It's not as long as it should be. So we'll secure it with some double tape. It's fine. And that way I can say I've checked at least one thing off of my to-do list. We need something to be done. Why would they make me waste all of this? Oh, I guess because it's double-sided. I really was hoping that I could get my classroom as a whole kind of like looking together. That wasn't the case. I'm excited about this, you guys. How exciting. Let's see if she will hang on the door. Okay, now I could put them on the wall. I don't want to. I want to stick them like that. We'll have girls maybe on one side, boys on the other. That's nice and strong. Question is, do I want them to be probably on both sides? I like that. I think it looks good. I think that looks good. My coworker has energy drinks in her room, so we're drinking one of these because I need something to give me joy right now. I need some joy. Tell me the best part of your week. What has been the best part of your week? These labels are gonna be good. I am envisioned having 2 rings, like maybe here and here. That should be good, right? I think so. Okay, let's see if she works. I hope so, because I'll tell you what, I'm not reprinting it. Oh wait, I could do it through the middle. Does that fit? Oh, that's even better. I do have to re-hole punch these. I'm not going to reprint them. They're just gonna look the way they are. So you can kind of see what I'm saying. We're gonna go through the center here, and then to each one of these. It's a little bit close there, so it could get kind of beat up. Does it work? I think it will. Hold on. Nope, that's not gonna work. It needs to be, I think I will have to reprint this. As much as I don't want to. I guess, should I go through the top, maybe? It's a fine motor task. The way we go. That is good. Okay, so I don't have to reprint it. This is not the Dog Man bin, but that looks beautiful. So now we just have to do that a bunch more times. And I do not care about this hot glue right now. That's very cute. That's what it looks like. It looks pretty good. I'm gonna switch this one. That looks great. I realized I never made a magic treehouse sign, so that may never get done. That may never get done. Okay, so truly I have to leave in about an hour, starting on this library, seeing how far I make it, and then 30 minutes cleaning the room. I have my categories, and kids are really good about Pete the cat. Pete the cat. Like, this is very easy. I don't even think I want to label these, honestly. Eric Carle books, they're also very good. Wordless picture books, those should be good. I'm not going to label those. I might label ones that are a little bit harder, even though I printed labels for all of these, like the animals ones. Sometimes they're just not sure which category it goes in because they're about a ton of different things. And then maybe classics. These are usually the ones that can be tricky. I just printed these on normal address labels and I cut them down the middle. When I peel them off, you'll see really not perfect, but I really don't care. Like, this one's good. Some of the other ones are not as good, but I'm thinking just the back corner. So we're just gonna try this. A lot of these are Jan Brett. She could have her own little category. See, like this one is very much not perfect, but I do not care. Okay, one bin done. I don't want to block a barcode either. I have 40 minutes to clean. I cleaned as much as I could clean in the time frame. I am late. I've got to go meet someone for lunch. We did make a lot of progress today, despite minor setbacks. We also made a lot of progress yesterday, just not as much as I would have liked. But I think now I am almost to the point where I can start doing the fun stuff that I want to do, like gifts and meet the teacher prep and all of that. I just have a few more spaces to clean around the classroom, but I'll do that another day off camera. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like this video if you had fun, subscribe and join the family down below, and I will see you in the next one.